What is going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday, y'all. We're gonna go over a nice little Necrotic Grip build for y'all using the Prismatic subclass because we've got some pretty sweet combinations of perks in there that pair with the Necrotics, and then of course we're using one of those Weapon of Sorrows with the good old Osteo Striga. You can throw on really any of those Weapons of Sorrow with like the Touch of Malice as well as Necrochasm, so you got a couple different options, but I was really liking the Osteo Striga because of its overflow and some of the things that we have with that and Prismatic. Now, before we get into the subclass of this build, we're gonna go with the Necrotic Grip. We got the Grasps of the Devourer. Damaging a target with a melee poisons them, dealing melee damage over time. Defeating a poison target spreads that condition. This pairs exactly perfect with the Osteo Striga. Provides a moderate benefit to airborne effectiveness of all those Weapons of Sorrow, like I just talked about before as well. Alright, so for the Prismatic Warlock, we're going to be using Nova Bomb to help with our damage side of this, because really we're going to be using this to juice the melee damage and spread that poison as much as possible, wiping out ads on ads on ads, taking out some of those mini bosses champions, but really leaving the DPS to our other teammates. More of a support build here besides that Nova Bomb. But we're going to go with the Arcane Needle so we can have 3 powered melees with our Vortex Grenade, Healing Rift, as well as Burst Glide. Now for me, I'm using Helion on this, so it's easy for us to scorch targets as well as to get even more of those ability defeats, so we can get our Feed the Devourer to proc and have a Devour up all the time. So it is a super easy survivability build as long as you're getting defeats, because we're able to get defeats from our Helion, as Vortex Grenade, as well as our Arcane Needle, all feeding back into using this for Devour. Now, this right here is what I was using the Osteo Striga specifically for with this build, besides the poison and the Necrotic Grips, because Facet of Solitude, landing those precision hits rapidly, causes a severing blast, while Transcendent, this blast is bigger. The best part about this is with the overflow on the Osteo Striga, sometimes we got upwards of 110 shots in that SMG, and they all track as well with the catalyst and stuff on the Osteo Striga, so we can get that to spread very easily, hitting our shots consistently with that precision hits. Now we're also going to be using Facet of Bravery, so all of our grenade defeats is going to give our void weapons unraveling rounds. Sorry, our melee is going to give strand weapons unraveling rounds. Void weapons are going to get that volatility, so we're going to be using a grenade launcher as well as a rocket with this build, but really anything you want for those void weapons. Third on the list, we got Facet of Sacrifice. While we have Arc Solar Void buffs, our ability Final Blows grant us Darkness Transcendent, so we're basically always going to have this procced because of that Devour. Facet of Devotion right here, dealing targets affected by stasis or stranded debuffs, grants us Light Transcendent, and we're going to get that strand all the time because of the severing effect. Last but not least, we got Facet of Awakening, defeating targets with light or darkness damage or super following gives us the elemental pickups that match that damage type, so we're going to get a bunch of different ones on here. Fire Sprites, Void Breaches, Tangles, all to proc very easily with this build. As for our mods and stats that we're building it out to, 100 in Resilience and Recovery, with Strength also 100, so we can have our powered melee up all the time, our Rift up so we can have Helion, and then that Resilience obviously for endgame and survivability. For me, I went with Special Ammo Finder on this, Kinetic Siphon, as well as Harmonic Siphon, so all of our weapons are going to help us to give us Orbs of Power, and then we're also going to get that special ammo for our grenade launcher that I'll show you in a second. For me, I'm using Momentum Transfer Dual, so when we cause damage with that grenade, we're going to get our melee back, being able to spread that Necrotic Grip even more often. Focusing Strike as well, so when we cause damage with our powered melee, we're going to get back our class ability, so super nice for us to be able to get our Helion as well. Now, all of these, depending on what kind of content you're going into, I had a lot of Void Burden going on in Arc, so that's what I threw on, but you can really switch these on and off for whatever kind of content and enemy damage is throwing at you. For me, I went with the Void Holster for my grenade launcher that I'll be using. I got Envious Arsenal Bait and Switch on that rocket that I was talking about, Orb of Restoration to get back our abilities, as well as Recuperation to help us to get back a little bit of health in some of those sticky situations. Reaper right here to help us to create even more Orbs of Power for this build, just because we want as many orbs for our super, and then in general, Orbs of Power, beautiful for giving us and our teammates certain aspects, whatever it may be. Orbs right here with Outreach as well as double Outreach. We're going to be using our melee, getting that cooldown when we use use our nice rift. Now, the weapons that I chose with this build is that velocity baton. I have Demo Adiago on this thing. I know that's not how you say that word. Roast me in the comments if you would like, but I've been grinding for a better build than this for a little while now. Still can't get what I want, which is that over and under or under and over with attrition orbs. Really like that. Or repulsor brace with destabilizing rounds. Also very good. Like I said, I got Envious Assassin bait and switch on Tomorrow's Answer. Adept, we gonna get this to proc pretty easily. I shoot with my rocket first, shoot with these other two weapons, and then this will reload. So then that next shot's gonna have bait and switch. Then you can go from there. But well, like I said, with Osteo Striga gets the benefit of necrotic grips with the damage being able to spread from this weapon, as well as it is a weapon of sorrow. Plus that overflow on this weapon right here is absolutely disgusting with how fast you can get this to get up there and get that severing because of what is this, Facet of Solitude, to get procced. Now last but certainly not least, we got ourselves our artifact with some updated mods from Act 3. So for me, I'm going to use that Breach Overload right there with rapid impacts, authorized melee, as well as grenade mods on that. Frenzied Hunger, while we have that rapid final blows, we are going to get Devour active. It is going to grant us bonus reload and handling, so nice for that grenade launcher fast reload because Osteo is basically reloading itself over time, but we're going to have Devour consistently with this build from a few different things. The thick of it is one of them to get ourselves that nice armor charge with Total Carnage right here, finishing a powerful combatant, gives us damage resistant, definitely nice for that endgame activity. Concussive Reloader, causing damage consistently with a grenade launcher, etc. Breaking shields of those combatants, weakens them, very nice with that as an AoE grenade launcher that we got in Velocity Baton. We got ourselves Curative Orbs right here, first time breaking a target shield, also going to give us Orbs of Power, super nice for that super farm, like I said. While Devour is active, Void Weapon Final Blows have a chance to create us those Void Breaches, so another way that we're going to get Void Breaches on this build. Picking up Void Breaches, our Void weapons create a range of Seeking Void projectiles, also really good on this build because of what we have with that baton that we got. Supernova right here, also picking up those Void Breaches, give us a weakening pulse, so we're going to be able to weaken Guardians like that as well. Just a very good little internal feedback loop of using Devour on this build to help us stay alive, using that Devour to also proc a bunch of these different things where we're getting faster reload, we're getting those projectiles to come out on our Void weapons. It is going to be a super good ad clear build for you, like I said, support kind of situation with that damage that we're getting, mostly from our other teammates, but we still have a Nova Bomb in our back pocket, as well as that rocket, which will help us. So it is a very good build. I do really like this on Prismatic because of that Facet of Solitude that we're getting with the severing effect with the rapid precision hits, because that Osteo Striga just beaming people in the head with that. So again, if you guys are a Warlock, definitely check out this build. Happy Monday to all y'all, very fun. We are cranking out these builds. We got a little bit longer until the new episode that we got, so stay with me. I know it's a little slow right now, but always appreciate you guys for coming back to this channel and giving me that support. So don't be afraid to like, subscribe, hit that bell, join the Discord, everything like that. Hit me up on YouTube because, you know, we might be losing some other platforms, but I appreciate all you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.